Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Thiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge television talk show where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning 2 p.m. on the Eastern time zone as I get to ride home with you in the afternoon. You can find us on television. We are syndicated. We're found on Abundance Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast on thenewscasters.com. And I know Ann Eubank loves country music, especially the old stuff. So quit making a face like that. I love it. I like the old stuff. I don't like the bro country stuff. If I want to hear rap, I'll go find a rap station. But this country is huge right here in South Carolina, so they are carrying the show. And we definitely appreciate them doing that as well. Yeah, I like the old stuff. You know, they play Alabama, Feels So Right, and stuff like that. That's my kind of stuff.
Now, Alabama's a different story. But some of that crying in your beer, I have to tell you a story when you get through about country music.
Yeah.
I got in trouble.
I'm shocked that you would get in trouble. Yeah. Do I look shocked? Do you want to go ahead and spit that?
Way back about, when Brooks and Dunn was at their height. My niece is married to the used to be manager of Brooks and Dunn. He was the bass player. And she brought him home to Thanksgiving one day. And he had a ponytail and the whole bit. And he was sitting at the table and something came up about country music, and I said, I can't stand country music. All that crying in your beer. And he said, so I guess you don't like Brooks and Dunn. I said, who are they? And my niece looks at me like, oh my God, hey, Dan.
It's like, I'm going to kill her.
And he said, well, I'm the bass player and the manager of Brooks and Dunn. I went, oh, okay. Sorry.
And
I just not fond of, but I got real fond of Brooks and Dunn because, they sang some really good stuff.
Yeah.
But I like their kind of country music.
Yeah, me too. I see what you're saying. I love everything this country. What I don't like is the bro stuff. It's like the world is trying to get you to like stuff you don't like, and they're trying to put a one size fits all, which is why I don't watch American Idol anymore. I haven't.
I never have.
No. When Simon stopped being on it, I stopped watching it because I loved it because he would tell people the truth. He would say things like, "What did you do with the money your parents gave you for music lessons?" I mean, he was say stuff like that.
That's mean.
Yeah,
I didn't like America's Got Talent. I just don't watch that kind. I don't like reality TV at all.
Well, they're trying to get everybody to like rap, so they're trying to throw it into country music, and I'm just not
nasty.
into it. I like the stuff. I like stuff in the 70s. I mean, country or rock. It's just got my attention, any of that stuff. And that's what they play on the station, and I love it.
I had to disagree. I think the 60s had the best music.
Phil's going.
Me and Phil are kindred souls. The 60s has the best music.
Well, I'm going to tell you, one of my favorite artists from the 1960s is Aretha Franklin. I love Aretha Franklin. I mean, I rock it. So when I had a store in Charlotte, North Carolina with my talk show. And so there was a lady that would come in almost every single time she would come in. There was a particular song that would come on the radio. And she and I would just start dancing. It didn't matter. It was anything Aretha Franklin. And so I don't know. And I would say, what are you calling the station? To tell them you're about to come into my office, about to come into my store, because every time she came in, respect came on. Or something like that. So
I was in South Alabama at Fairhope at their oldies station. Every Friday morning they had a conservative update, and one of my friends had heart surgery and asked me to go down and sit in for him. And I sat outside the station and just listened to the music. I spent my little 30, 40 minutes doing my thing, but I didn't want to leave because they were playing all the good stuff. So, yeah.
telling you, R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Every
Yep.
time me and her, we'd just be dancing it. It didn't matter how many people were in the store. It didn't matter who was there. The preacher could have been there. We would have been dancing.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the way it goes. But anyway, I just like I don't like being told what music that I can listen to. I don't want to be told something that is not country is country. I just don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I don't.
That's the world we're in right now. It's like, I don't know, good things are being called bad, bad things are being called good. It's just a crazy kind of a thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like what the Bible says in Revelations,
We're there.
Yep, we're there with AI, and AI is the system of the beast. I don't think it is the beast, but it's definitely the system the beast is going to use.
Well, it's the fingers that are behind the keyboard.
Yeah.
Or who is investing that, whoever's doing it. But
Right.
I don't know. It would be hard to hire people now because, I mean, they're letting AI write their resumes and just stuff, you know what I mean? And it's not reality. It's not real stuff.
No, well, that's what happens. We won't be able to tell what's the truth. So
I'll tell you what I think is hilarious, and I'm seeing this on social media all the time. And it's people are griping about, and it'll be a woman that has tattoos all over her body. She's got these long false eyelashes, and her nails are done. She's complaining that she can't buy cola, she can't buy candy for her kids. I mean, she's coming up with all this stuff.
well,
I see it all the time.
perhaps she might not need to buy Coca-Cola because, they signed a contract with Microsoft to put in micro bots. And I was just reading an article online that they've recalled 70,000 Cokes in Texas because they found metal particles in the Cokes.
Oh, and you're a Coke person. I'm a Pepsi person.
Yes.
Is it just
I'm
Coke?
afraid I'm going to have to give up Cokes.
Well, you're going to have to come over to my side and like Pepsi.
Well, I used to drink Pepsi and they changed it. So I'm not sure that Pepsi won't be involved in this whole microparticle thing to begin with as well. Because, Microsoft and Bill Gates has total control. I mean, he's the worst thing that ever walked this earth. But I'm sorry, he is.
Well, I just got to tell you, I think Coke and Pepsi are owned by the same company anyway.
I don't know. It didn't used to be. I don't know if it is now. BlackRock owns everything, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. So
that's the way it is anyhow.
Yeah. So those metal particles may have been microbots, and Texas recalled 70,000 cases.
Wow. Okay, so let me ask you a question, though, because you've got an election coming up. And I know Alabama is hot and thick. Woo. Don't be running against some people over there. They'll demolish you and destroy you. But how's everything going now with Alabama politics?
Well, I spent Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the Alabama Federation of Republican Women's annual meeting, where all the Republican women came to Hoover this year. Yay! I didn't have to go south or north. And I have a whole list of politicians that I got to speak with. And one of them, let's start at the top.
Yeah.
Tommy Tuberville. So nobody's going to run against Tommy Tuberville for governor, because if they do, you're just wasting your money. You're going to lose. He will walk into office. So he was speaking, and he kind of reminds me personality-wise, not intelligence, but personality, of Mo Brooks. They're kind of gruff. They're not real personable, neither one of them. So I got to ask Senator Tuberville if, when he gets elected, because he will he commit to getting rid of Common Core and all of its iterations? Everything, CRT, DEI, SEL, everything that came with Common Core. Would he do that? And he launched into a tirade against NEA, AFT, Department of Ed, said McMahon was doing a great job dismantling it. When he came home, he was going to make doggone sure, and that was the word he used, that all of this garbage is going to be out of our schools. So I'm waiting for that one. A.J. McCarron, the Alabama quarterback, has announced that he's going to run for lieutenant governor. And even though he wasn't there, it's kind of funny. It came out 2 or 3 days ago that he has never even, he registered to vote 3 days before he announced. He's never been registered to vote anywhere in the state of Alabama or any state that he played. He's never registered to vote, which means he's never voted. And he wants to be lieutenant governor.
Well, okay. So what's his platform going to be? Stay home voting day?
I don't know. He wasn't there.
Hey, why hasn't he voted? I mean, what's his reason?
Well, I don't know. But trust me, when the first time that he is where I'm going to be, that's going to be my first question.
I would like to know.
How can you be the lieutenant, which is the seat behind the governor, and you've never voted? And you've never been part of the political process. You're not even interested in politics until you decide to run for lieutenant governor. There's something wrong with that. I don't know. He made a comment that we were going to have an Alabama quarterback backing up the Auburn coach. And I went, okay.
Okay, put him and Tuberville in the room together. And so get Tuberville to ask him why he's never voted in his style.
You know, what is this person thinking? So the other lieutenant governor candidates, all of them were there. Wes Allen, who is now Secretary of State, wants to be lieutenant governor because he wants to be governor. And gave a nice, polite, Wes is nice and polite and sweet and kind and always answers graciously, even though he may or may not tell the truth. He is a gracious individual.
But I want to fight. I want somebody that wants to fight. I want somebody that gets out there, they don't give a rip whether you like the way they say it or not. They just tell the truth.
Exactly. So I asked him, because I'm always asking the questions. So what are you going to do if Trump signs the executive order to get rid of the voting machines and go back to hand counting? And I've been having to read Title 17 of the Alabama Code, which deals with how Alabama votes, because I've been named the research person for this voting group here in Alabama. And it says that if the machines are not functional or gone, then you have to hand count. The problem is there's no process of hand counting. So I was asking him, are you preparing for these people who work in the polls to hand count? He said, oh, it's going to be all right, and that's just not going to happen. Well, I think that's a little bit short-sighted when Trump's already said he's going to do it. It's just a matter of when he does it. Mm-hmm. So I said, well, if I were you, I would start at least trying to get a process together of how these ballots are going to be hand counted, and how when precincts we used to have a lot more precincts and when the people had to hand count. And there's part of the law says you have to have it done within 2 hours. But when Merrill was in the office, he got rid of a bunch of precincts when they brought in the machines, because they didn't have to have all those people and have to have it done. And, we don't need those anymore because the machines do it more efficiently, faster, blah, 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 blah. So he just kind of blew me off. So the next one was Major Patrick Bishop, retired. He's been in D.C., but he came home to Alabama, and he wants to be lieutenant governor. Dean Odle is running for lieutenant governor this time instead of governor. Mm-hmm. And, I know Dean Odle very well because he ran against Tim James. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of people thinking he may be the choice. And I'm just not on board with that. But that's okay, because he's the one that sounds most like he's going to go in there and fight for voting rights and fight for school choice and homeschooling and getting rid of Common Core. I mean, he's saying all the right things. Then we have Rick Pate, who's the ag commissioner, who is absolutely hysterical, a good old boy farmer. Have you had Rick Pate on your show? Mm-hmm. Yeah. He is hysterical. He never says anything serious. Everything is funny and a joke. And then we have Nicole Wadsworth, who's married to a Alabama legislator. And I kind of think
knit or crochet or anything like that?
I didn't ask her, but I just, my thinking on that is that it's a. I'm
sorry, I shouldn't have brought that.
That's okay. It's a conflict of interest. Although I will tell you, when I asked Tuberville the question about Common Core, the lady who is now my rep for the school board, who beat me, married to the state legislator, was sitting at the table next to ours. And when I asked the question, she got up and left, both of them. They left because I asked that question. And he responded with, "You're doggone right, I'm going to get rid of it." So, I just cause trouble everywhere I go. I don't know.
You're speaking the truth, and it's about time people were doing that. I'm tired of I don't think that they're, political. I just don't think that they're the way they should be. You should be more polite in the way you say.
Cooperative.
Because I was raised by a man that would just like, "Oh, it hurt your feeling? Well, then put your big pants on and go on."
Exactly. You don't rock the boat. They really, and it was funny. I have a friend from South Alabama that went to Banks High School, Judy Motlow, who was in fact, I was in the back of the room because, that's where they always put me. And she was in the front of the room because she's an officer and of the Republican women. So when I asked the question, somebody said, "Who is that?" And she said, "That's Ann." Can't you tell?
Bill, will you take this? Okay, hold on. Okay, so our next blend.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. That's your fault. So you got this long list of people who are running for lieutenant governor.
Yes, there's six that we know of. Qualifying's not until January something, and there are already 6 people signed up to run for lieutenant governor.
Okay, who should run for lieutenant governor, whether they're on that list or not? Who should, in your mind? So is lieutenant governor? Okay, what does a lieutenant governor do? Are they just trying to be next in line to be the governor?
Well, that they used to have a lot more important role, and now they basically sit in front of the Senate, but the Senate pro tem runs the Senate. They changed the law, I think, about 25 years ago, where they took away all the lieutenant governor's power because we had a Democrat governor and a Republican lieutenant governor, so they couldn't have that. So they fixed that. But the lieutenant governor under Will Ainsworth he's kind of pull back in some of the power of his office. He's kind of got a bully pulpit. Mm-hmm. But when Tuberville ran for governor, because Ainsworth was going to, everybody in the state knows you cannot beat Tommy Tuberville for governor. So Ainsworth just said, I'm not wasting my money or my time. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll just wait, because he says he's only going to be governor one term. I'll just wait and run when he's finished, which probably would be a good thing, because by the time Tuberville gets out, Ainsworth can come in and clean up. Because Ainsworth is a serious, I don't want to call him bipartisan, but he's kind of right down the middle, where Tommy's going to go in and turn it upside down. And so Ainsworth coming in to try to smooth it out would probably be a good thing after it's turned upside down.
Yeah, this is the one thing you and I disagree on. I'll say go in there with both guns loaded and just tear it into like a million. Think of Gunsmoke. Okay, I love Matt Dillon. And
I do too.
About Matt Dillon is and Phil and I we'll start watching shows and just can't stop. So right now our glitch is Matt Dillon. We got to watch the Gunsmoke shows. But what I noticed about him is, and I didn't catch this when I was a kid watching it, he'll just tell people you're arrested. He doesn't give. I mean, it's just like nowadays, like officers have to go, you're under arrest, okay? I mean, that's kind of the way to do it now. But I think it's refreshing to watch somebody, you're under arrest, and just grabs them by the head and just takes them off. That's what I like.
Okay, I don't mean for Ainsworth that he'll, but Tommy Tuberville's going to turn it upside down, and then he's going to walk away, and it's going to take somebody like Ainsworth who has the actual plan that DeSantis used in Florida to get rid of Common Core and come back with the 3 R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic. And Ainsworth has that plan where Tommy's just going to go in. He's going to have to get rid of AEA, NEA, AFT. He's going to have to clean out the state school board building. He's going to have to clean out the DOT. I mean, it's going to take him 4 years just to turn it upside down. And then they got to find somebody to make sure.
But is that going to be enough time? Because I'm telling, there's a lot of little tendrils in there. I mean, that. I've learned a lot about that. I mean, it's not just you just get rid of it.
No.
You're going to have to disrupt. You're going to have to tick off a whole bunch of people now, people that have gotten guilty off of all this kind of stuff. You're going to have that against you.
Yeah. And I think it's going to take that many years for him to do that. And then Ainsworth has got the plan to set it right. And he's already assured me, if he's telling me the truth, which you know how politicians are, that he will implement DeSantis's plan. And, they went to 3rd in the nation in 1 year on the test. So we'll see how that works out. But yeah, Tuberville's just going to go in and just clean house. So
yeah, he won't.
That's what he says.
I hope he lives past 1 year.
Well, yeah,
because
me too.
You know how it is when you start taking the empire down, and some of their fortune goes down with it, they're going to come after you.
Oh yeah,
because
I know that.
It's nothing but mafia.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah. So the gambling's coming back up because the Creek Nation Porch, I don't know what they are. It's Porch Creek Indians, has put in $3.5 billion to elect legislators who will vote for the gambling. And Gudger and what's his name that I don't like? Ledbetter have sworn they're not bringing gambling to the session this year. But with the Porch Creeks out there with that much money, it's coming back. So we're looking at the Attorney General's race, and there's 3 of them. Pamela Casey, who is a DA, Jay Mitchell, who left the Supreme Court of Alabama to run for Attorney General because he just got elected to the Supreme Court of Alabama and found out he didn't like it because it's boring. So he's now, I swear to you, that's what he said out of his own mouth. So he's running for Attorney General.
Well, maybe Attorney General would be boring too. I mean,
not in Alabama. And Catherine Robertson, who is Steve Marshall's right arm, which, I like Catherine Robertson. I think she'll do a great job. She'll pick up right where Steve left off. So they were all there, and it was interesting. Let's see. Oh, Secretary of State Caroline Dobson, who is a friend of Katie Britt's, who ran for Congress last time, District 2, where, they made the Democrat district, and Shamari, what's his name? His mom's a legislator in the state of Alabama, is now our congressman. It just never ends. All these people who their whole family, is making the laws. It's just a conflict of interest.
So where are we, England now? With, the king, and maybe that's why so many people in Alabama did the No Kings protest.
Oh,
because you practically got a royal family living there.
Yeah, I'm sorry, they all got paid to do what they did. They had no clue what they were marching for. They got paid $20 an hour just to show up, and just go ask one of them. Why are you marching? They have no idea. Well, okay, I was told I'd get $20 if I'd show up, and they were gone in 2 hours.
Oh yeah, they didn't linger.
Yep. Nope.
They're ready to hop on that Greyhound and get back home.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Well, this is my question for you though. Okay, because I noticed like no black people at any of these things. And
white liberals.
They either weren't invited or they've seen the light and they don't want to be in slavery anymore with the Democrats.
That's right.
There's a possibility there too. Huge, yep. Because a huge amount of men did not vote for, Biden.
That's right.
And and I know, I know what the lingo is about that. But I'm just, why so many older people? So it's like they're trying to get different groups, or what do they do?
No. Those are the 60s hippies and the 70s hippies that did all the demonstrating back then. They're getting paid to be there. They have no idea.
Make love, not war.
That's right.
Brother. Well, they fried their brains with all the LSD and all this kind of stuff they were doing out there.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, were these people even from the States? Were they from Alabama?
Probably not. They bust them in. They were paying them. That's, they have companies that bring these people in. They get paid to do it. It's just crazy. I don't, but anyway.
Hey, even in Albertville, they were doing it.
Yeah.
But now I'm not surprised at Albertville. The mayor there, he's got slum properties and all that kind of stuff. And he got back in again.
Well, he lost a lot of illegals. I understand a lot of them left and left the school system. 5,000 students down in 1 year. 5,000. And Mackey, of course, is freaking out because it's costing him 700 teachers. Well, dadgummit, there's a teacher shortage. So now you'll have enough teachers if you're going to lose 700 teachers. You lost 5,000 students. Some of them are on the Choose Act. Some of them are homeschooled. But there's at least 2,000 or 3,000. They have no idea what happened to them. They're just gone. And then they had to admit the other day that a lot of them were Hispanic. So a lot of illegals probably went back home.
You know something? There's enough Hispanics there. They could have their own. They could be a mayor. There could be a mayor coming out of that.
Yeah. Well, that's what the Muslims are doing in other cities. They, have 7, 8, 9, 10 kids. They grow up. They're voting. Texas has got the problem. They've taken over Minneapolis, Minnesota. You can't go there. You can't go there. So, and then Andrew Sorrell is running for Secretary of State, and he has, when Andrew speaks, he gives bullet points about his plans. He has plans. He knows what he's going to do. The other candidates, no clue. So, then we have a bunch of people running for U.S. Senate because Tuberville's going to come home and be governor. And this is the last group I'll talk about because the rest of them don't count. Jared Hudson.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Before you get started, we've got to go into a commercial break.
Okay.
Can you believe half the show? Okay, we're going to have to go into a break. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. Queen City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
I'm excited to announce our Christmas extravaganza is finally here. Get this season's flannel sheets for as low as $59.98. They won't last long, so get them while you can. Our famous My Slippers, they haven't been on sale for over a year. Regularly $119.98, now only $59.98. Our 6-piece towel sets are back in stock with extremely limited quantities, only $29.98. With hundreds of MyPillow products, there's something for everyone on your Christmas list. Bathrobes, duvets, quilts, down comforters, and so much more. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save on all MyPillow products. For example, flannel sheets for as low as $59.98. Or our 6-piece towel sets, just $29.98. But that's not all. I'm extending our 60-day money-back guarantee until March 1st of 2025. Plus, all orders over $75 or more ship absolutely free.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
Okay, we're back. The only place I buy my beef is Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama. Their cattle is born and raised on their ranch, grass and grain fed, and you can feel confident when you serve your family and friends because their beef is all natural and no antibiotics or hormones are added. You can buy whole beef or perhaps go in with family or friends and buy half. Their customer service is number one as they take care of the delivery to their local processor and can deliver to your home for a small added fee. They also offer herd replacement heifers. I always call Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama for my beef specialty recipes and cookouts, and you can too. Food shortages are increasing, so buy local by calling 256-523-6462. That's 256-523-6462. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge television talk show where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching Monday through Friday, beginning at 2 p.m. on the Eastern time zones. I get to ride home with you in the afternoon. You know, something really, really weird. Every time you and I are going to have a show, something happens. I mean, It starts with the internet. There are people who do not want us to get together. I guess they think I'm out there on one totem pole. You're on the other one out there. They don't want us to match and get together.
It is really weird because, you know, I've got this whole new Logitech set up and on my computer, and I've had no less than 20 meetings on internet, Zoom, Teams, StreamYard, everything. And this is the only one that I ever have trouble with. It's crazy.
I can talk about growing raspberries and don't have any problem whatsoever. But then I get you on the show and there it goes. And I told you, just get prepared for it. We're going to have issues. We always do. So,
and I even tested it earlier when, you know, I got on, I clicked it open and I was like, oh, yay, it's going to work. And then boom, I get a green screen. I'm thinking, they're at it again. So
and you're going, I'm getting a green screen. And I'm like, I'm looking at you. Can't you hear me? And I started just sending you text. You know? Like,
I'm thinking, it's weird. I don't understand it. It's
crazy, but they haven't found a way. I'm not going to tell how you're doing this today.
Yeah.
Because if you let them know, then it's going to get into that. So I'm
exactly.
It's just you tried a whole new thing and we got on.
Exactly. So Max has left the room, so your cat can be okay. He decided I was being boring, and so he left.
I don't think you're boring at all. I mean, I just never.
Well, you know, to a dog, I could see where that, you know, I had the door closed, and of course he can open the door and come in, and then he leaves and the door is open. So, okay. So we were talking about the Senate, the U.S. Senate, because Tuberville's coming home to be gov. And Jared Hudson, who is a former Navy SEAL, ran for Jefferson County Sheriff, is running, and he is so pretty. Oof.
Yeah, that could be the reason that you vote for somebody.
No, well, you can, but he's really smart. He runs a group that rescues trafficked kids. He's really good, a nice, really super nice guy. Got 4 girls, beautiful wife. I like Jared. Steve Marshall, our Attorney General, is running too. I like Steve Marshall. He has done a fantastic job battling all of these crazy lawsuits, helping Trump. Here in Alabama, he's done a really good job. I like him. Barry Moore, who is our Congressional District number 1 representative, is running for the U.S. Senate. I mean, how do you choose between your children? He's done a fantastic job. He's part of the Freedom Caucus. He is one of the first people who endorsed Trump when he ran way back when he came down to Mobile. And Barry Moore was the first Alabama legislator that stood up and said, I endorse Trump. So, I mean, how are we going to choose between our kids? Because there are 3 great candidates. Of course, there's 2 more, Morgan Murphy and Rodney Walker, who nobody knows who they are, and they're just wasting their money. Morgan Murphy came in from D.C., actually was working with Trump. And why in the world he would come home to Alabama to run, I don't know. Didn't ask him. He was there. But I didn't get to talk to him personally. And then Rodney Walker is a farmer who wears a cowboy hat and cowboy boots, and he just decided that he was going to run because he has the money to, I guess. I don't know, but like I said, we have 3 really great quality candidates, and that's just not fair. All 3 of those quality candidates are in one race. Why can't they spread it out? Why can't we get a candidate? Okay, you run for this, and you run for this.
We're on the same team.
Yeah.
So why don't we just, you be quarterback, I'll be whatever,
Right. So, but it was a really interesting weekend. Lots of political issues. We had one where they were trying to get the Republican women to sign a resolution to send to the governor and the legislature to ban THC. It was a knockdown, drag-out fight among women in the room. Mm-hmm. I did not expect that. Here I am sitting in the back of the room again thinking, what is going on? The vote to table it lost by 37-36. So they had to vote on it. Mm-hmm. And the resolution was defeated by the people who voted against the resolution was 40. And I was like, the discussion, holy cow, these ladies that want to keep THC are radical. And I'm like, wait a minute, are you a Republican?
That was my point. The Republicans? Oh, so what's the reasoning? Why do they want to keep it?
Well, because the medical aspects of THC has benefited all these old women. And I'm like, there are other things besides THC that can do the same thing. We had one lady who moved here from San Diego, California, and she was the most vocal about keeping her THC. You can't take it away from me.
Well,
I need it.
California.
I said to myself, she left California and brought her politics with her.
Yeah, you betcha. And then she probably influenced everybody else to be dogmatic about it. You'll be part of the history. They always do that.
Oh, yeah. I was very shocked that there was that kind of discussion among Republican women.
Sounds like
yeah. So it was a lot of fun. I had to dress up twice, Thursday night and Friday night, and you know how I hate that. But you can't go into those places wearing blue jeans and tennis shoes.
Always look so elegant, and I've told you that so many times before. I have told you that, and you look elegant. I've told you several times before, but the tomboy comes out of you, and you go, the t-shirt.
I just don't like it. Give me a t-shirt, a sweater, blue jeans, and my tennis shoes, and I'm happy. Don't make me put on all that crap. But I did twice, and I was glad I did.
I'm impressed. Twice in 2 days.
Yeah, I know.
It's real good. Okay, let's talk about. I just got to ask about Nathaniel Ledbetter. So, what's his goal? What do you think he wants to do? I thought he was going to throw his name in there for Gov. I really did.
He would lose people. Oh no, he would lose governor. I don't know. He's got the power of the Speaker of the House right now. The only place he could go inside the legislature would be to become a senator and take Garland Gudger's place as pro tem. And Garland Gudger's egotistical enough that he may run for governor or lieutenant governor and then leave it open for Ledbetter to run for pro tem. So I don't know, but those two men right now, Garland Gudger's in trouble in Coleman because of an Innovate bill on Smith Lake that the people just absolutely went bonkers on. And now he's put in a bill to repeal it. He wanted to bring in a big resort and gambling. The Indians went in and bought a bunch of land and, casino. And so they were trying to set it up for the future because we know gambling's going to be here sooner or later.
It will be.
And the people up there,
Alabama. There was huge talks about North Alabama having a casino.
Oh, yeah. And so Gudger got himself in trouble because he's the one that pushed it. And the people told him, so we're just going to vote you out. So he backpedaled and put in a bill to repeal the whole Innovate section that they were going to do because he knows that he had to do something or he was going to lose and wouldn't be in the legislature, which I think is fine because he's very, very, very egotistical and does things against the will of the people. Mm-hmm. He's on the Innovate board. And, my attitude towards Innovate.
Yeah, that's your little towns where you can walk within
15-minute cities, entertainment districts, the whole, so kind of like what they did in 5 Points South, which is now called Southtown.
So
we'll see.
What's a big move for that? What's the outcome? I mean, why?
Money. Follow the money. Somebody's getting. That was a dumb question, Donna. I'll just be honest.
I forgot I was talking to you. I just forgot for a moment. It just fleeted by.
Exactly.
And that's what it's all about. I mean, and that's what I always do. And I learned that from you, girl. I mean, it's just, why do people do what they want to do when they start? And this is another thing. Okay, so I really pay close attention to amendments. If they're written up in a way to just totally outgut you and confuse you, you don't know what you voted for. And I've seen people, I worked the polls too, just so I could say I did what my grandmother did, at least once. So I did, and you would be amazed at the people who came in who had no clue. And they would ask me how to vote. They would say, well, how do I need to? And I'd go, I can't tell you that. Yeah.
But they have this whole commission. They're supposed to write those things in plain English, but they write them to where if you vote no, you're actually voting for it. And if you vote yes, you're voting no. Because that's deliberate. They have to confuse the voters. So this, you always say this is a very important election. Every election from here on out will be very important. So you have to know who you're voting for and have to know what you're voting for. And that's kind of, why we are trying to get rid of the machines and go back to hand counting, because the machines can be programmed. We've already proven it. They just, they shoot everybody who even says that. Mike Lindell, all of the people that they've shut down because we have the proof. Catherine Engelbrecht from True the Vote. They've been after her since 2009.
Yeah, so but I worked there. And I'll just tell you, I had, it made, my left brain, I think, different than other people do anyway. But so I was working there and I noticed the thing, somebody would put the ballot in, it would spit it out. Well, the guy who was working there, I said, is this not counting twice when you do that? So what would happen is he'd just say, let me do it and then he would put it through. Sometimes he'd have to do that 2 or 3 times. So to me, it was like, how many times is this person voting? And he said, just once when it goes through.
Yeah, you hope that.
But if it puts it in there, Ann, and then spits it out, it tells me something happened in there.
Okay, Donna, I'm on low battery. Do you want me to go get and plug it in? Because we're going to be shut down in just a little bit.
We just got a little bit left anyway.
Okay. All right. We'll work on it.
Is it just now started flashing?
Yeah. No, well, it's just on yellow. It just went on. Okay.
Well, I know about how far I can go with a car battery and with a cell phone.
Okay. So, because I didn't think I would be using my phone today. Like I said, I've been reading Title 17 of the voting laws in Alabama and the Voting Rights Act, the federal one that controls anything. Anytime you have federal on your ballot, they control it and they pay for it, which is the reason they get by with what they've done. So we don't know what that machine's doing. In Alabama law, it says that the machines must be certified by a third-party vendor that they are correctly set up according to Alabama law. Well, we don't have it. That doesn't happen. ES&S, which we have ES&S machines, certifies their own machines. Nobody has made them bring in a third-party contractor because it's in the contracts that you cannot open that machine to investigate what's inside of it. Alabama law says you can't have a modem, a Wi-Fi, a Bluetooth, anything that can be connected to the internet. But we don't know that because we're not allowed to open the machines to find out what's in it. So we're already violating Alabama law. And that's going to be some of the things that we take to the legislators to say, unless you follow the law, you're violating the Voting Rights Act.
Mm-hmm.
It says you're supposed to post the numbers within 2 hours. I mean, it takes days and weeks before we get numbers. But the Alabama law says 2 hours. So they're violating that law. I mean, I could just go down the list. It's amazing.
Okay. Phil and I used to own an internet company back in the day, back when it was dial-up. We had thousands of customers. And this is back before, you have the sophistication of things that we have now as far as the technical world. Well, Phil was able to spit out bills to every one of those within just a couple of hours. He was able to do that. My question is, okay, so we have this sophisticated equipment that's supposed to cost millions of dollars to do this, billions probably to do it in the long run. By the time everybody gets a kickback off of it, is what I'm saying. So my point is why could we back in the 1980s have that kind of sophistication? A small company, we had that kind of sophistication, had the envelopes licked and the stamps and everything on it, just a couple of hours. But we can't seem to have the sophistication of the machines that we have now and get done in a decent amount of time.
That is the question, isn't it? Why? And now I was told when I'm on a vote call tonight at 7:00 that you can actually walk past a machine with a Bluetooth or anything and connect that these NGOs, there are 3 or 4 NGOs who can go backdoor into our voting list, the voter list, which is kept in Omaha, Nebraska, and that they can backdoor into that list. So, no, we don't have safe and secure elections, period. We just don't.
Yeah, but I can go on Home Shopping Network and I can sell like 1 million Tootsie Rolls. They know instantly how many Tootsie Rolls were sold. I'm talking real time second. Well, maybe we can get a home shopping network to help people.
Well,
maybe that would help. You should be able to know within a few. There should be a little ticker going off of every liberal TV and radio station you've got in Alabama. Should be going, so far we've got this many who voted for that. There should be that. It should be that to the second. To the it should be.
Well, all of this is just deliberate because they have to control.
That's what I think.
It's all about control. This digital ID stuff that we're about to hear about, the CBDC, the digital money, the central bank digital currency has to be put in place before the digital ID. So, and it's controlled. They're going to control your money. They're going to control your housing, your transportation, your health care, anything you buy or sell, because you're not going to have cash. I was listening to a video the other day of a guy that was at the WEF meeting saying, well, if a guy spends $100, we have no way of knowing what he spent it on. Well, my question was, why do you need to know what he spent it on?
Mm-hmm.
So, and voting machines are the same way. They have control. Anytime you have electronics, you have control because they can be manipulated, period.
Oh, yeah, they can. Back in the day when I was in the cell phone business, I used to work for GTE. They were Contel Cellular back then. I went through 3 buyouts with them. This is what I know. People were buying police scanners, and they were listening to every affair that had on those cell phones. Because
absolutely.
You think they can't do that now? I would think they can. I would think if it can be made, it can be broken. That's what I know about digital. That's what I know about electronics. I know, and I'm going to tell you what, I miss the heck out of Radio Shack. I was the biggest geek Radio Shack. I loved Radio Shack. Phil and I, instead of dates, we'd go to Radio Shack. It'd be like, oh, we're going to Radio Shack. Yeah, let's go.
And you know, Best Buy is just not good enough.
Not the same thing. No, it's not. No. I love the people who worked at Radio Shack. They were agents. They were like authorized agents. And those people were geeks like me. I mean, if you could dream it, they could help. They could sell it to you and you could make it. I mean, those people were wonderful. God, when Phil told me he liked Radio Shack, I said, man, you're going to be my next husband. I love Radio Shack.
Well, wait a minute. How many more are you going to have? I mean, you need to keep Phil.
I got the best. There's nobody else. There will never be anybody. This guy's it. So, I mean, he's it. We got to go. Can you believe this? Okay.
I know.
Before we go.
What do I want to say? Y'all say, do not comply to digital ID. Do not comply to Star ID, those new driver's license, because it's just a step to digital ID. Tell your legislators you want to get rid of the voting machines, because machines are going to control us, and the AI is going to know when you take every breath unless we stop it. Mm-hmm. That's what I have to say.
Well, I think it's the beginning of going to the mark of the beast where you can't buy it well. But you know what? You can have all the gold in the world I got seeds.
That's right. I do too.
Farmers rule. They do. And I'm one of them. And I wear the badge. I'm proud of it. Absolutely.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, baby.
Hey, girl. I got to going on here for seeds. But thank you again so much, guys, for watching. Appreciate it. Continue sending an email, Donna@donnasedge.com. See you next time around.